Who are you and what is your role at SG Fleet?
My name is Craig Porter and I'm the General Manager of Client Relationships for Commercial Fleet.
What makes managing a commercial fleet different or more complex than managing a passenger fleet?
The real differentiator in this space is that it's the purpose of what we use the vehicles for. So from a commercial fleet perspective, the vehicles are often literally tools of the trade. So without the vehicle, there's no income stream for the customer. We're conscious that the vehicles that we represent often very specialised, sometimes very unique, but very specific to the performance levels for the customer needs. So a couple of really easy examples of that. A waste vehicle, for example, curbside, picks up your bins every day, specific sort of vehicles required for that. Without that, the customer has no industry. So that's the differentiator, I think, with a commercial fleet. People always think about the size of the vehicle and the type of vehicle, but it's not always that. It's what the customer does with the vehicle and what its responsibilities are, which really differentiates it from the rest of the market.
How complex can the commercial fleets become in practice?
In the view of the people or the public, quite simple. They're light commercial vehicles with a body, but there's a lot, even in that scenario, that goes into things. So the distribution of weight, what we have to do to the vehicles to make them compliant, to carry weight, distribution of weight, where we put those elements on the vehicle. We go right down to the level sometimes with customers in these spaces around what are you going to carry, where are you going to carry it, what environments are you working in, on-road, off-road, combination of both, what other systems you need in the vehicles, for example, special radios, telematics, roof rack systems, different things, towing capability, right through to the other end of town where we talk about the highly specialised plant, like high rail vehicles, or does your vehicle need refrigeration, or does your vehicle need a tail lift? There's a lot of variation in this space. Even registration class sometimes is a great conversation around what do you want to carry, where do you want to carry it, and what the laws and responsibility are around that. There's a really range of a question or ranging answer for that.
What capability does SG Fleet bring to managing the entire commercial vehicle lifecycle?
We have experts all the way down the line, all the way through our chain of responsibility, if you like, to steal a catchphrase from other parts of the industry. Right from the early adoption of what do you need. So we have a trade team that's very well qualified and experienced at supporting customers identify what are the best vehicles or attributes within vehicles, accessories and so forth that will complement what the customer's looking for, right through to specialised registration teams, maintenance teams, disposal teams, right along the whole life cycle. But most importantly, within the structure of my team or my group, it's really important. We've got near on 45 people in different roles across the client relationship space, but we've got a mix of industry experience within that group. So we have some really strong fleet management capability and applying that to the customer's needs. But we also have a lot of real life experienced people, including myself. Like I've walked in the customer's shoes as a fleet manager. I've also worked as a supplier in senior roles, so across multiple different industries. So I think the people that we've selected to work within this group means that we can really show a differentiator, if you like, around understanding the requirements from a customer perspective. And we apply that really well in those different elements to make sure that the customer is well supported from a specialist capability. And I think SG Fleet does that really well.
What sets SG Fleet apart in the commercial fleet space and why choose to partner with us?
It's the people. I don't know that a lot of our competitors or within our industry really embrace the commercial elements like we do. The people and the experience levels that they have, whether that be again through the disposals team, the maintenance team or the client relationship team, there's a lot of industry experience within our group. It means too that we embrace it, and a lot of businesses do it out of necessity, where I think we do it out of passion and drive a little bit. So we see it as a differentiator. It's a growing part or a growing segment opportunity for us. In Australia, obviously the tyranny of distance and the different demands that we have on our road transport network, it's a big lease market and you need to provide the skill base and support to bring that to life. We do that really well and we do it with enthusiasm, and I think that's also quite enjoyable. That flows into our relationships and why we have that trust element a lot with our customers in this space.
So how does SG Fleet stay on top of emerging changes? So say from legislation to safety and compliance through to innovation.
Engagement and relationship, I think, is the key driver there. We stay very close to our national supplier networks, so whether that's OEMs, manufacturers, bodybuilders, ancillary providers and the like, aftermarket, etc., then we stay really close to those relationships. We stay really close to our customer network. It gives our teams the opportunity to see what others are doing and learn from them by example and engage with industry experts within that customer framework as well. So as a customer of SG Fleet in this space, you don't just get the value of what we're learning, but you get the value of what other customers are learning along the way in a similar segment. And our penetration in this space is so great as well that we're getting really good exposure to different industry types, whether that be rail, utilities, retail, just 3 examples, there's many more. And then we can share that knowledge around our customer group so they all stay current with what one another are doing and what best practice looks like. The other thing for us too is we need to stay really learned when it comes to legislation and compliance. Not always are those hooks on us, so we don't always have to, the famous catchphrase of chain responsibility doesn't always tie directly into us as not being operators. But if we understand it, we can provide knowledge, we can provide tools, Inspect 365, booking intelligence, our maintenance, etc. We're able to provide tools and support for customers to comply with their industries really well and support. We just bring a learning dictionary to customers that they can draw from.